Hi there, I'm the Extraordinary Tourist and I recently visited 3 skate parks in the Port Adelaide area. This first skate park is known as the Pennington Mini. It's on the Windsor Reserve in Pennington. It's a very small beginner's ramp and I went here first because my ramp skating is really bad. I used to be very good at ramps, but haven't skated them for so long and I've pretty much lost everything. But this ramp, I really enjoyed skating it. It's definitely a beginner's ramp. And as you can see in the footage, I can't actually do a lot. I even can't do rock to fakies, and this ramp really helped me with getting those back. Also faking disasters and help with getting them back. The thing I like about this ramp is that you can't actually rock on the coping. There's really no chance to board slide this because your wheels touch both on the platforms and within the ramp. But the advantage of that means you can literally roll in and roll out from the platforms with no chance of hanging up, so it makes it a really easy ramp to learn things like rock to fakies and faking disasters. And as you can see towards the end of this footage, I'm doing those really well. I only stayed at this ramp for about an hour or so, but I really had a lot of fun just getting used to it, and it was a great warm-up for my day. In fact, I'd love to actually visit this ramp again and really spend more time there and practice more of the things I used to know. Okay, so here I am at the Windsor Park skate ramp, which is just a really small 2-foot mini ramp, and I got to say it's a really good ramp if you're just getting started with ramp skating, or if you're like me trying to get back into it. Transition and coping is so mellow that there's actually little chance of actually hanging up because your skateboard can't actually rock on the coping, it just literally rolls over it. So it's a good place to sort of do some lip tricks and not have to be too scared of hitting the coping and just being thrown off in a hang-up. So there you go, that's my experience of this little mini ramp that's not far from Port Adelaide. The next park I visited was the Regency Park skate park, which is just next to the Regency Hotel in Regency Park. This is a fairly large skate park and quite a lot of room. There's a really good mini ramp, actually a good couple of mini ramps side by side that apparently are quite new. The rest of it is sort of banks and sliders and boxes and things. These are the 2 mini ramps here, sort of set at an angle to each other. Overall, this park is a bit more advanced for me, given that my sort of ramp skills aren't great. You can see here, I kind of look like I know what I'm doing when I'm warming up on a ramp, but this is about the extent of what I can do on this size of ramp at the moment. Just sort of go backwards and forwards and turn, carve around, that's it. I can drop in as well. Pretty much that's it. And the rest of the park, everything for me seemed a bit too high, like all the ledges are mostly around knee height, which would have been fine sort of if I was as good as I used to be, but considering I'm really just trying to learn, really wasn't a lot here for me. This ledge here is the lowest one there is in the park, and I was just filming a few shots of me trying to do a nose slide on it, which I didn't get a decent one on camera. I think I only managed to do one reasonable one out of all the attempts I tried anyway. But yeah, that is about my height for the ledges at the moment. Everything else was at least double that. I also spent a bit of time sort of ollieing this hip, which is it's a fairly mellow hip and not something I was ever good at even when I was sort of at my prime in skateboarding. So this is Regency Park skate park, and I'd have to say this is a pretty advanced park for sort of intermediate to advanced users. There's pretty much not a lot that I can do here apart from go backwards and forwards on the mini ramps and maybe mess around on a couple of smaller ledges, but that's about it. Everything else is basically too high for me. When I got here it was mostly scooters, but now I've got it to myself. I sort of disappointed the scooter people by looking like I knew what I was doing just a little bit on the mini ramps, and every time I was sort of going on there and just going backwards and forwards, they'd gravitate over to see if I was going to do anything. So seems like I disappointed them, and now I've got the park to myself, so altogether not a bad outcome from my point of view. The final skate park I went to is this little park here, known as Royal Park Skate Park on the Carnegie Reserve. I didn't do any footage of me because there really wasn't a lot that I could do there anyway, and I'd already filmed myself trying nose slides, so I didn't think it was really worth repeating that. So this is Carnegie Road Skate Park, and there's not a lot here, but one good thing I'd say about it is that all the sliders and tabletops are really quite low and very good if you're just learning these things. Very good as a beginner park for rails and tabletops. There's no transitions, it's all banks. But other than that, nice small park, as I said. A good park if you want to learn sort of slides and rails and all those kinds of things. So there you go, that's my 3 skate park visit. All in all, it was a fun day for me, and I hope you've enjoyed sort of getting this mini tour of a few parks around Port Adelaide.